Comedian Bill Burr has apparently become woke, according to Ben Shapiro. I mean, what isn't woke to Ben Shapiro? Okay, so now, back in December, they started, trading some words, right? Bill Burr called out, I'm sorry, Shapiro called out Burr for his rant against billionaires, which was awesome. In fact, he said, and I'm gonna have to, tone it down here for the audience. There's a lot of swears in this, so I'm just gonna have to, censor it a little bit there. He said the amount of people that are struggling out there because of these effing billionaires, they got us all arguing liberal and conservative. We got to stop doing that. I am so tired of hearing about people going to bed worried about what's going to happen next week. There's so much effing money in this country, and there's so much work being done. And if you work a whole effing week at a job, you should be able to pay your rent. You shouldn't have to go out and get another job and still be struggling. It's bad for the country because the kids don't see their parents and they're not getting the upbringing they need. Now, that's a really good point because it's like, hold on, you guys claim to be pro family, right? And yet you don't want a single parent to be able to make enough money for the co-parent to be able to stay home and take care of that family. Well, that's weird. I mean, that doesn't sound pro family to me. All right. And there's more. He says these billionaires, they need to be put down, like rabid dogs. They're rabid with effing greed and just going out of their way and dividing everybody. Yeah. Yeah, no, it's absolutely true. Absolutely, like, yes. Like, again, this guy's a comedian and he is, doing pretty well. Yet, he is actually able to call it out correctly. Now, he went on to say, the epitome of this time right now, like how divisive we are, that like the Gulf of Mexico is now the Gulf of America and people get excited. Like, how does that help your wallet? It's an empty gesture. And then it's also like a racist gesture. Like that's the white guy saying F Mexicans without saying it. Like, who has a problem with Mexicans? What is the real problem? This is just such an ugly time. Yeah. Yeah, 100%. So now, of course, Ben Shapiro hears that. And since he is a defender of all things billionaire, unless it's George Soros, whom he hates, he's like, I can't believe Bill Burr going woke. How dare you? Wait a minute. How is worrying about massive wealth inequality that affects us all, how's that going woke? Well, actually, it is. It is woke because you're aware. Okay, that's why being woke is a good thing. I think we should all be woke. Okay,
the woker.
I know, should all be woke. But that said, the right wing has made it so that being aware of things, being aware of actual societal issues, is somehow considered to be bad. Okay, great. So now Burr responded to this in an interview with the New York Times. And he said this, quote, all he knew is if he put woke on what I said, he would make more money. I don't know who he is, but that guy is a jerk off. True. Look, Ben Shapiro is a sad, pathetic little suck up. All right. Again, the guy sucks up to Donald Trump, who we claim, like, I remember when he was anti-Trump. Right? Trump is going to be disaster for the party. It's going to be disaster. Oh, I love Donald Trump. He's so great. Sucks up to Elon Musk. Sucks up to other billionaires. Why? Because that's who funds him. That's where he gets his money. Now, Burr is right, though. Ben calling somebody woke does mean more money in Ben's pocket, because that's where a lot of this came from. There's the right-wing grift. If there's anything that they don't like, it is woke. And then suddenly, like, it's like a Pavlovian reaction for people in the right wing. Like, they hear that and they're like, woke. It's woke. Do you even know what that means? No, they don't. They never know what it means. It's just whatever we don't like. All right. So now let's get back to where this originally started, though, and that is Burr's reaction to the murder of CEO Brian Thompson. Okay, um, now Burr talked about that and said that while he does not agree with killing people, and I think that's pretty much everyone's position, right? He understands why people aren't really upset over that fact. He said, I love that CEOs are afraid right now. You should be. By and large, you're all a bunch of selfish, greedy, effing pieces of shit. And a lot of you are mass murderers. You just don't pull the trigger. That's why it looks clean. For them to be like, oh, why would anybody want to do this? They're denying claims and people are dying. There's nothing about what Burr said there that was untrue. No, it's 100%. Right on the freaking money. All right. But then Ben Shapiro comes out and he says, well, oh, how dare you? That is so truly evil. He's saying that you should live in fear if you're the CEO of a company that does things that Burr deems to be bad or wrong. Wait, killing people's wrong. It doesn't matter if you're doing it with a pen or gun. The result is still the same. And so that's what this CEO was doing. Okay? He was preventing people from getting health care that they deserve, that they need to stay alive. Without that health care, they die. Okay? And so that's what's happened. Okay? Over, what, a third of all of the claims made by customers, people who pay their premiums, okay, to get this healthcare, were just automatically denied. And about 90%, thanks to an AI model that they were using for Medicare Advantage patients, these are people who are elderly, were denied. 90%. I know they're like, oh, what was a mistake? No, it wasn't. Because every denial got you money. You made money off those denials, off those people who, a lot of them, big chunk of them died because they didn't get the care that they needed. Or they went bankrupt. So that's what happens. All right. So again, killing people's wrong. Isn't that your position? Aren't you arguing, oh, it's so evil to, cheer on dead people, right? The murder of somebody. Well, that's what you're doing when you're defending these people. That's it. So now, again, Shapiro, he's like, we must defend the billionaires. And if you don't, you are evil and woke. Look, I remember when Ben Shapiro was going after the people who were not as upset as he was over Thompson's death. And this was happening all over right-wing media, by the way, where you had, people that were like, oh, wow, this is so horrible. Look at all these people, these unhinged leftists that are cheering on the death of a CEO. How dare they? And he actually had a lot of people in the audience, in Ben Shapiro's audience, and people online, on Twitter. These are conservatives, these are MAGA people that are like, actually, I'm not at all upset about this. Yeah, I mean, killing people's wrong and all, but he was killing people too. So, people were dying as a result of the decisions that Thompson was making. And so, yeah, we don't like that. And we know so many people that have had to deal with these insurance companies that were denying people, their legitimate claims. So, the backlash was great. Again, Burr had said, hey, I don't agree with the murder. Now, Shapiro, in his, comments about Burr, actually left that part out to make him seem that he was endorsing murder, which he wasn't. He never did, right? He was just saying, we all get it. We get the anger. Ben Shapiro does not get the anger. He thinks we must defend billionaires all the time, 100%. And you know why? Conservative 101 is, if it doesn't happen to me, I don't give a damn about it. That's it. If it doesn't happen to me, I don't care. Look, the reason that Ben Shapiro and all these, rich a-holes responded so viscerally to the murder of Thompson is because Ben Shapiro identified more with Thompson than someone who had their insurance claim denied. That's it. It really shows you exactly who Ben Shapiro is, as if you didn't already know, but it's just now even more clear. That said, I'm really liking the whole woke Bill Burr, who is no different than before. Obviously, he said a lot of things that I agree with. He said things that I don't. You know, it's whatever, right? That's his job. His job is a comic, right? You know, pointing things out and doing it in a fun, fun way or an edgy way, right? And so, I'm just glad to see one comic not jumping on the "I've been canceled, so I'm going to become a massive right-wing douchebag" for money train. It's nice, it's refreshing to see. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share, subscribe, hit the bell icon in order to get notified whenever a new video is released. And if you want to support independent, progressive media through this difficult time where it seems like everybody is shutting down, you can become a member on our YouTube page, you can become a subscriber on Facebook, or you can go to my Patreon. It's patreon.com/Jeff Waldorf. Thank you.